$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Suman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant. Break up 7 seals. Mr. Farrakhan's been exposed. It's about to be disposed. And the truth, the light dispels darkness. You know, eyes been in darkness since Elijah Muhammad departed. He's pretending to be the light, there's no light. Like now he's saying, I told him to be quiet. And everything is dark. Anyway, here's the fact. Here's a bit of light that spells darkness. But it won't do it. Keep your eyes closed. So if you don't open your eyes and take a look. If you up to modern times understand mathematics and biology, then you know that he is where his father is. He's telling you stuff about God making the womb. Ask him to explain that. How does God make us in the womb? Explain that. What was that DNA matters not? Sperm and egg matters not? Who's this God that's doing all this stuff? You have to explain those things. Right? They can't. So here it is. This is him saying it. So here's the link. Here's the link right there. He says his father is a white, Caucasian, Portuguese Jew. So how that make him one of us? I don't know how you consider that, unless you consider one of us as anything that's got black skin. No, I don't consider that. So, I mean, it's something wrong with that story anyway, right? The devil rapes a black woman. Isn't that his child? He says, no, that's her child. So, if a black man has a child, black woman, and a white man has a child by a black woman, they both belong to the woman, have nothing to connect with the white. Is that how it works? No. That's his children. And those were the people that was the house Negroes. Because he lied. His children was in the house. Because he knew his children, he could trust them. Well, they wanted to be accepted like the rest of his white children. Integration. See, civil rights. We treat like the rest of his children. He wasn't going to allow you in there. But you might take a little revenge. And so now, in modern times, if you want to consider that, same situation. The only thing is now they're still in Master's house. Politics, suburbs, they're still in Master's house. They're telling you they're your people. You should listen to them. They're living off of you. Farrakhan is one of the main ones. So let's move on anyway. That's what he says. So take it or leave it. That's up to you. I'm here to just get information, brothers and sisters. There's his father. This was Googled. Herschel Clark. This picture out there, the picture they have out there now is an older picture. But still, it's still a Caucasian man. Herschel Clark. The scriptures tell you his name would be the name of the son of a dish will be Louis Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds turn NOI backwards. You can't make that up, brothers and sisters. They say, oh, the grounds will go. You work with that, brothers and sisters. What happened? Here it is. They tell you that the God chose, show me where the God chose. The God didn't choose Aaron. It says right here. Go in Exodus, and when Elijah asked for Aaron, right? We asked for him, the God got angry and said, you don't need him. You don't need him. He got angry with him. And when Elijah says, he said, okay. And then here, in Elijah's absence, he says, they don't listen to me. Go down there, and that people turn quickly away from the way I commanded them. It's right there. They tell, oh, he anointed Aaron. That's a lie. He didn't want Aaron, and he's telling Elijah, they have quickly turned away from the way I commanded them. And Elijah says, what you done, man? You don't turn the nation of Islam to the left and stop. This is what's Exodus. See, he's a shit salesman. But if you buy it, not sell it. That's it. People buy shit, but not sell it. Somebody's going to make the dough, right? He's an agent. Look at the COINTEL program. Here it is right here. He said he loves America. He's trying to hold up America. You don't want to see anything happen to America. We had a tape. We present America and said, let people go. He said, we ain't going nowhere. You're going to go out liar. And 40 years supposed to go home. He says, no, we ain't going nowhere. But the lightning is about to strike. Lightning has 2 points. Starting point, end point. Starting point, right? It's in the east. That's where the lightning is going to, that's Master Muhammad's appearance. The appearance is going to be a lightning strike. It's going to strike all the way to the end of it is where the Son of Man is going to be. He's going to appear in the east. The Son of Man is going to appear in the west. That's what it means. Right behind each other. As soon as he appears, that's what it means. Okay. They're nervous. They're rolling the dice. They don't know what to do. The time is up. They're rolling the dice, hoping that they can come up with a solution. But nothing. Everything they do will fail. Now Mark. No, he recognized the Son of Man. He recognized him. Said, "Please don't make me leave the country. Who are you tormenting me?" He's the son of the devil. That should be enough. In a few more days, people get nervous now. It's failing because what you're going to see as a result of this war in the Middle East is going to be so dramatic. This last phase of it, final battle is about to take place. It's going to be so dramatic. People will know it's coming here. So I talked about it. I'm not going into detail about it right now. More things I want to talk. I'm going to make crystal clear if I can. Good news, brothers and sisters. Now, we have him on tape saying these things. Hold on. Just me here. He's saying that nappy hair is a curse. God cursed us with nappy hair because he says it's a reflection of insides. If the insides is wicked, then Allah will, according to him, God will bring it outside and affect your appearance so people can see what's really inside of you. That's what he says. Let me show you the video. So he says, we nappy hair is bad. It's wicked. We hate it. We have to learn to love it. That's bullshit. You go to Africa, people have nappy. I don't see people straighten hair over there. They said big lips and big nose, all that stuff. He said, we got that because of our disobedience. That's showing that was Allah has made the world to see how wicked we are, because he turned the inside in the wickedness in our appearance. And they can see right away how wicked we are. Because our appearance reflects our nature. That's what he's saying. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm taking word for it. He said, well, somehow, he didn't say people in Africa, they got straight hair, and that's bullshit. Some of them do. Somalians and Ethiopians, they got straight hair, but they got nice noses and nice mouths. It's just us. We got distorted now, big lips, big noses. Some of us do have that. But you don't find that trait in Africa. I found it maybe in some places, not in Somalia. I mean, it's not in Nigerians. They look nice to me, and they got nappy head. I don't see them going to straighten it. Every time I see African pictures, they proud. They're black and they proud. So what he's talking about, I have no idea. But he got straight hair. So he's beautiful. See, because God's showing, see, because he thinks he's handsome, beautiful. So that supposed to tell what he looks like inside. And so the devils, because they're white, small noses, small lips, straight hair, that shows how beautiful they are. Because that shows they're beautiful inside. That's what he's saying. But here, they're ugly. That's what he's saying. Nappy hair is bad. Nappy hair is not. Nappy hair is a natural crown. I'm not just making it up. It's a natural crown. That the God's hair is the best hair on the planet. And it study DNA, the white folks tell you that themselves. It's dominant. It's dominant DNA is the best hair on the planet. That's a natural crown. That sister, little young sister there, she don't even need a crown because her hair is a natural crown. These people don't have any crown. They just lay down. They don't stand up. That's another way to show they're not upright. They're saying like a dog hair. But that's what because he cursed them. He said, we got cursed with black nappy hair. He says, Elijah Muhammad taught that's a goddamn lie. I was with Elijah Muhammad from 775. So goddamn lie. He taught ain't no such nonsense like that. And unless he's no nonsense like that. So but that's what he's saying. So you can listen to me on. I'm going to show you that. You going to believe what he says? See, he thinks he's beautiful. He got straight hair as bald as the devil. And that means, he see how good he is because God made him like that because he's good inside. He gave us nappy hair and big lips and noses. We even inside. In other words, they don't call white folks devils anymore because we're the real devils. I mean, that's what he's saying. When you're wicked, he can't come out and say that because he depends on your ignorance to put steaks on his table. Give nice cars and nice apartments because he's ripping you off. He's robbing the nation, just like it says in Malachi. This is, I'm going to show you his song. Okay, what's going on? He said, Farrakhan says, white straight hair. Farrakhan has white straight hair and white Caucasian facial features says that kinky. I said, I got to rewrite this. Farrakhan's white straight hair and white Caucasian features says, okay, that's Farrakhan, that the kinky hair, thick, oh, that's wrong word. Okay. Thick. Okay. Read that. Okay. Thick nose and lips of blacks are ugly. They are cursed from God. Straight hair like his is beautiful. Blessed by God. That's what he says. So listen to him. These are ugly according to him.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. the hair on your eyebrow is straight. The hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically, because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
Everything that Lion Dog just says is a goddamn lie. No trust does such thing. Right? We curse. And what the Google says. Good. Right? If genetics, you heard genetics? Or you want to go back 1,500 years and know what the Quran says? Genetics and science. Genetics. DNA. Right? In genetics, this devil's saying this, right? The scientists. Remember? If they want to distort it, they could easy because they can turn it around. They're telling you, Google it. They're telling you that black and dark brown hair is the best. So God curse you the best hair. How it works. See, brown guy don't have that. He don't have a natural crown. He's a dog. Dog hair are the most dominant. He's the best. That's what it says right here. Google it. See what DNA hair is dominant. That's what I did. So put that in there and see if this comes up. Right? And then let's go for texture. For hair texture, curly hair is genetically dominant over straight hair. So dark hair, black hair, and nappy hair are the dominant best hair on the planet. But God curses with the best hair on the planet. That's what I'm saying. It reflects how evil we are inside. See how he thinks? Because he thinks he's like the devil's thing. They think they're the best. So he got straight hair that makes him the best. He got devil features, so and as far as the devil, so because he thinks that's why I don't call it devils anymore. He think they're good. The devil think we're evil. We're wicked. We're ugly. That's why when they make pictures of us, right? Our lips exaggerated. I know all that. That's what they used to do, right? They still do it. In the films, we always dumb and stupid. And then he did the same thing in Million Man Forest. So he said, "Is anybody gonna wake up? This is fool." What did they say about us? We're pimps. We're hoes. You know what they say about us? We're pimps. How do you characterize us? How do you characterize us, brothers and sisters? We're pimps. We're hoes. Drug dealers. Stupid. Abusive. Don't take care of our families. Isn't that what they say about us? We're the worst. We're three-fifths human. We're not even. Is that what they say about us? Okay, but that's not us. That maybe the demons ain't us. Pretend to be us. They ain't us. So now, Farrakhan gets you to go in so-called Mean Man Force and raise your hand and admit that they are right about us. And then they celebrate that. How do you know? How do he make a fool out of you and you still celebrate? Oh, the Mean Man Force, right? Oh, I will not do that anymore. I raise my hand, the whole world will see I will not be that anymore. In other words, you was nothing but dumb, stupid ass niggas, and that Farrakhan just saved your ass. He's good. So he just told you, he stopped from doing all that stuff that they said you was doing. He just had you admit to the whole world that you were doing all this stuff, that you was no good nigga. And you celebrate that? You don't kick back on that? And now he's telling you ugly because you're cursed. And you still want to pick up on that stuff? That's what he really thinks. He hasn't produced a goddamn thing in 40-some years. Like Muhammad, 40-some years, he built all kinds of stuff. Farrakhan, 40-some years, he had to build a goddamn thing, but it's his payroll. He's a multimillionaire. He don't have a business anything because he's robbing tithes, orphans, just like it says in Malachi. It says, well, a man robbed God, that means somebody's robbing God. That means somebody that been in a position to rob God. It ain't Master Rob Muhammad. It ain't Elijah Muhammad. It ain't me. I never asked for a penny. And you never give me a penny. You can't. Couldn't do it if you want to, but you don't know how to. Almost got rich off Nate Fitz, now Miss Farrakhan. So you read your own. They saying you're ugly, and you curse ugly. We curse ugly with the best hair, best skin color. And we so ugly, why are white women trying to emulate our women? Why do you think they call it make-up? They're making up what they don't have. A bust will give a big ass. Rouge, you give them colors in their skin. Paint lipstick, lips. We never used that stuff when we came here. Sisters never used lipstick, all that kind of stuff. They had nothing to make up. We want brothers and sisters. It's true. I don't know. I think they're beautiful right there. I think I know them. They look good to me. They look beautiful. I think I met them before, but anyway, I got that picture. They look beautiful to me. If they curse, boy, ooh. If they curse. Happy hair. If they curse me, ooh. Because it says your outside show her what your inside look like. And from that, man, they must be cool, mellow inside. Good to me. Oh boy, I tell you. Enemies. Okay, this is what I want to make. I'm trying to give you some mathematical understanding of what's going on right now, brothers. There'll still be some confusion about the mind and the brain. Use computer technology. Oh, boy, here we go. Hold on, brothers. Hold on. What happens? Maybe I got Alzheimer's. Maybe I got Alzheimer's. But I know I fixed this, and then it never seemed to be fixed. Yeah, I know I fixed this. So anyway, I'll go ahead and take care of it. Yeah, that was all right. That was all right. That was all right. That was all right. Okay. And for all practical purposes, brothers and sisters, the mind is just data. It's like I've used computer technology, it's data. It's the software. The brain is the hardware. The brain does the calculations. The software feeds in information. So your mind is just information, data. So it's your sight, what you see, what you hear, you touch, you experience, all that. It's mind stuff. Your brain takes that and calculates it. So if you give it bad information, right, it's going to make a bad calculation because it only can deal with the information it gives it. You can think and make conclusions, but in general, that's what happened. The mind's just you feel, you experience, touch, hearing, sight, information that comes in. And you can block the information that comes in. If you don't study anything, then you eliminate the information that's coming in. If you close your eyes, right, then you shove that data. If you close, you turn your ear, you block your ears, you turn off that data. So you don't have that. If you don't read, you turn off that data. Whereas you can limit the data that's coming in. You can limit it. So the thing is that for us, right, we brought over here and we've been given the data, the mind of our enemies. See? So it was everything we got was information we're getting from them. What we saw is what they want us to see. We heard is what they want us to hear. We felt is what they want us to feel. When information comes in, media, whatever, right, is what they and they gave us what they have, right? And so therefore, and why would you do that? Because if they give us, right, then we'll be under have same mind they have. That means that might be bad for us if we have a different nature, but it keeps under control. Because we don't have any other information. So if they tell us who's made to be slaves, who's going to be slaves forever, but that's all information we have. So we're going along with that. I mean, there's no contrary information to that. They would take our children, I explained that, right? They would take our children, when they first was over here, they said, this like Mom said, 64 years. 64 years, from 1555 to 1619, right, was a period, of transition period, where they took and the process of making us into slaves. They couldn't do it directly. They couldn't capture us directly and make us slaves because we was too strong. Right? So when Elijah Muhammad, they put a male and female in a cage, and what result, right? A baby result. They would take the baby away. The parents would never meet their parents, anything, their information, their parents, and they would feed them the information they wanted to have. And they would tell a child, see, you're black, so, and they show them a gorilla. Gorilla's black, so you're an animal. You know any different. You know information. And that's how they keep you under control. Because you have a mind. Now, now you got a nature. Now, this mind you have, it goes against your nature. So therefore, you're going to be uncomfortable with it. You're going to like it. Right? But you don't have any alternative. And so you go along with that's the only mind you have. That's your mind's your reality that you was in. So the Holocaust, that's your reality. And everything you was told kept you on the check because you was told you was supposed to be a slave forever, and Jesus cursed you, and because Jesus is the God, but he didn't want to curse you. right? You got to obey him or he'll put you in hell and all this kind of stuff, right? If you was hearing, how would you know any different? So that made you, that strengthened them because that mind was good for them. That mind meant they would be the boss. And that mind meant you would be under their control. You'd be in submission to them. And who was told to allow it to happen? I'm not going into all the details about that. I'm just telling you the basics, trying to get you to understand the math of the situation. So what happens? It goes on for hundreds of years. You heard about Willie Lynch when they said they want to control all information that comes to your brain. And they said to shut any other information, any contrary information, and they will keep you in. I think they said they can keep you in slave for over 1,000 years. All you got to do is control the information that come in. You control your mind. That's basically what it's saying. I don't think you use the word mind. I don't know. And so therefore, you were allowed to read. Only information you had is the information they gave you. And your brain has to use that. And your nature says, if there's something wrong with it, but you have nothing to contrary. So you was upset. Didn't know you was upset. You weren't happy. Blood pressure and everything else. But you had no other alternative. Then what happens? Then, all of a sudden, in its 20s, right, you get different information. Counter information that's connected to your nature, right? That's conducive. That's the same as your nature. That's from Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, Scarlett. See? Now, now, Master, he ain't so strong anymore because it's confusing to him. It's threatening you. Because now your brain is getting counter information. What happens if you get, remember, if you get information, different information, and it's contrary information, right? But one speaks to your nature, you're going to read, you're going to, you got two things coming in. One saying against your nature, one for your nature, unless there's a fear factor, you're going to reject the one against your nature for the one for your nature. So what's happening here is this coming in. So the devils, they're rejecting this new information coming in because it's against their nature. They're still in power. That's going to make them angry. You start to accept this information. You start this. This is Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, Master Muhammad, then later Elijah Muhammad. See? Because it's contrary to what you was getting before. But it soothes your nature. It seeks your nature. So your brain starts separating. Hold it. I got this fact, this fact. I got this fact. Because it's not my nature. Unless there's a fear factor say if you accept this, you're going to die. So they had that fear factor going. Don't listen to Malcolm Garvey, don't listen to Elijah, all that kind of stuff. And they went to war against those people. So the fear factor said, no, don't accept that information. Even though your nature respond to it, but Spirit told you if you do, you're going to die. Understand that. So this is what happened. You got that contrary information. And for the devils, that contrary information is evil because the nature they had was the contrary nature that says opposite. Saying, you're the slaves, you're the wicked, you're the devils. Who's wicked? So now I got contrary. So now both are calculating. One is accepting it, unless there's a fear factor. One's rejecting. So the devil's rejecting this. It's their nature, and you start to accept it. So that makes you start changing. Because your actions change, it's acting more close to your nature now. Before you was acting against your nature because information you was given was against your nature. You understand? I'm trying to be very close and so what happens? And then the contrary nature, the nature It's totally right? The information is totally eradicated. It's gone. Before all the information, remember, before it's just one side, then it got confusing, and now it's the other side. Information coming in now, it's you, and you start accepting it because there's no counter information no more. It's just, now you start accepting this new information because there's no counter information. It's gone. But they're angry, confused, because this is the only information coming in, but it's against them. They don't like it. It's against their nature. They're still in control, though. That's what happens. Then they get angry. Angry. See, when we was confused, they got angry. They're angry now. They don't like that information. So what they do? They attack you. Hold on, what happened here? Hold on, brother. I don't know how that happened. I do not know how that happened. Oh, boy. No, I know that's not, well, anyway. Oh. Wait, hold it. What's going on here? Where does this come from? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm saying, so right here, what happens is now they get angry because now data's coming against them. It's against their nature. It's for your nature. So what they do? They try to eradicate you. And what's all this mean? So we haven't got this far yet. Right now, we're in this stage. This stage right here. Repeat information. So they all out, get all the information, all the internet and everything else. And you have Suleiman, he's giving the counter information. Clear. He's got everything. He says he reveals everything. Angel reveals everything. You go in Angel, it tells you who everybody is, everything, explains everything. You didn't have it before. He didn't explain everything. He gave some basic, but he didn't explain everything. He didn't tell who the dragon was, he didn't tell who the jinn was. Angel explains everything. That's the right. The new mind, the new data. Remember, it's just data. So Angel gives you correct data. It's in sync with your nature. That's where I'm right now. So it's starting to lift up black folks. It's confusing white people. Because their new information is countering their information. So that folks that war with each other. So they lose control over you because your mind is changing. Your mind was in sync with their mind, they had control over you. But now you're getting your mind's starting to change because you're getting different information. And information, if you overcome the fear factor, the information is more appealing to you, it's appealing to your nature. So you start accepting it. So they start losing control over you. They're confused because all of a sudden the information is being challenged. They're not confused. So what happens? This is what we are right now in time. Master Muhammad is getting ready to shut down all the bad. Now, wait a minute, this reality, all the information you get and everything is fuel. Remember, in general, mind is your reality. That's everything, you know, you get this reality is the American dream, all this stuff you get. How's it fuel? It's fueled by oil. Oil fuels this reality. Everything's energy. But oil fuels this reality. Electricity, right? Everything, lights, all that stuff, it fuels this reality. American dream, all that is fueled by oil. Education, media, everything. So now Muhammad is getting ready to cut the oil out. Shut it down. That's what this war is all about. When it does that, boom. Then you have the situation. The world in total darkness, and the only light, see, that represents the angel. That's the only light you get there. People in the dark see the great light. That's the only light you're going to have is the angel. Other lights, because it's shut down. They're all shut down. No food, none of that stuff. The whole reality shut down. So all that data, food and electric, that fuels this mind, right? Because that data comes, okay, I got electricity, I got food, I got all this stuff. So it reinforces this reality, but it's all fueled by order. When that comes, this reality shuts down. This entire reality shuts down. That means this mind shuts down. He's going to shut this mind down. The mind that we've been under control of, been controlled by for these 400 years. He's shut it down because it's fueled by oil. Now, let me say a couple of things about that. See, everything's under our control. We never lost control. They may think we lost control, but the point is, Adam was, whose angels told us to submit to Adam. If they didn't submit, then Adam couldn't have ruled. Adam's rule was based on our submission. So who was in control there? Secondly, right? So we did that for a purpose. Like I said, if you want to get muscle, you have to go to the gym. It's going to be painful. He said, oh no, submit to the pain. Because now you're going to be the Hulk. Submit to the pain. Submit to the hard course. Because that pressure is going to change you and to make you better. Upgrade you from angels to God. What change that? Straight hair to curly hair. Hold on for our God, the BS he talking about, right? See? So they submit. Because that pressure you're going to be under, because you're contrary. You got contrary natures, both up. They both put pressure on each pressure on each other. You got contrary natures, that means both in conflict with each other. Who's on our control? Who's under their control for 40 years? It's a submission. And that will cause us to transform. A lot of people didn't go through the whole process. Look at Haiti. Look at Jamaica, all these different places. All the places that said, okay, I'm through. I'm not submitted anymore. What happened? They broke the power of the devil's lost control of them. He defeated the French Empire. Napoleon was one of the most powerful empires at the time, and he defeated them. And they had any guns or anything; they had just sticks and stones. It shows you right there that they had the only control they had was control we allowed them to have. Understand? So the problem is that if you understand, go look up. See, you got to look. I didn't wake up one morning. I wasn't born knowing this. I had to study. I'm self-taught. I didn't learn this in school. I didn't get a college degree. Like I said, early on in life, I looked and saw a teacher every time we go to school. She'd pull out a book. I said, I can read. And I can read what I want to read. So at that time, I started. And the first time I learned about genetics, my father was still alive then. Was my mother alive? I think I was somewhere between 9 and 14, 12 years old. So, I mean, that's what I learned about genetics. I read book. I learned about genetics. Remember how it was dominant recessive. To me, anyway. But where did oil come from? Oil comes from decayed biological matter. Right? So when biological organisms die, right, the material, right, when they die, their bodies decay, and the final result of that decay is oil. So after millions and billions and trillions a year of that happening, after a while, you got so much oil in the ground, you got rivers of oil in the ground, rivers. But drinking water is also come from the ground. You have rivers of drinking water. You don't get drinking water from the ocean. The water comes in, and it's a purifying technique that we developed that causes the water to be, it's natural desalination. We take and take make water drinkable. Underground, that's why they can dig a well, dig down, because it's got underground rivers, fresh water. So the danger was after all this time, they was about to come in contact with each other, which would have poisoned all our drinking water. That wouldn't be good. So we said, during this period of time, energy deprivation, the hard cost way to go through, what we do is we teach our slave owners, masters, right, a technology that requires oil. So they will pull up out of the ground. We need to get up out of the ground, so we let them do it. We give them a technology they require. Yeah, so then they start pulling oil out of the ground. It's almost all gone. Most of it's gone. See that? Those are things you never knew. That's one of the reasons why they didn't know that. We gave them that, but we made sure that oil was primarily controlled where? In our lands. See, and that shows you that those deserts used to be very paradises, but where you find most oil in the deserts. That means there has been a lot of life there in the past, but it decayed and turned into oil. Let's show it together. So I'm just showing you that to tell you we are controlled. We always been controlled of the affair. We are Allah. We are Allah in this present form. Allah in the beginning, one individual. As time goes on, the universe changes. Right? Allah changed his form. At one time it became gender. Changed his form. It stayed in a single universe. So now, when you want to see Allah right now, whole original nation is Allah. That's the form Allah takes right now. Some of us are brain cells, foot cells, butt cells, whatever, but we are a part of the body. That's who Allah is. There's no special God out there, whatever. That's who Allah is right now. And we're about to rise up. We saw energy deprivation. I'm not going into kind of detail right here. I'm trying to get you to understand the mind, because the mind war. So this is what's happening here. So he's getting ready to shut that down. If shut it down, then now you got the only mind you will have is the angel mind. So he's going to shut it down, put you in darkness, and then angel. So there's two parts. And I'm just going to shut this reality down, and Suleiman's going to be there. That's it, lightning, right? Say great light. The angel is going to be the only light. That light is going to take and give you a new mind, but give the devil's new mind too. They're going to hate. They get a new mind too. They're going to hate it. He said, please don't make me need to. He was getting new. They get new because the old minds will be gone. The only light it's going to be is this light of the angel. And that light is against them. And they try to shut it out. Because that's it. That's the reality. So he get ready to shut down this reality. And the new reality is coming in the beginning of it. Like, this, when the sun comes up in the morning, you first see some rays of light. And it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. By noontime, it's really bright. Okay. Well, the angel is going to be that rays of light. It's brighter and brighter and brighter as we move into the new season. spring season. Understand, brothers and sisters? Get rid. That's what's war right now. Cut the oil off, and remember, the whole world is fuel. This whole world is living on this reality. The only, on some aspects, this reality is bad for us. We don't want suffering because it's against our nature totally. It's against the nature of the Sunnis too. But they refuse to submit to the Arabs. So they didn't make the transformation that we're making from coal to diamond, so to speak. Understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on here. Understand that. It's a mind war. And so the angel, and then the other thing is that once you start getting an angel, you're getting that counter data. You're getting the counter. Back up here a little bit. In this situation where we are right now, you're getting their data and you're getting angel. So if you're receiving it, see, a lot of people ain't, because fear is blocking it. Fear is blocking it, and also you got the demons out there help blocking it. But the point is, if they're getting it, now that means the devil's going to control them, because now they got a mind that's different from the mind that devils. So the devil's confused because they don't like it. But now you're becoming difficult. So you get opposition from this reality. Like I said, since I've got all kinds of resistance from this reality. I've been thrown in jail and sick, and then another man made accidents. They went that bloody accident, and all kinds of things. Because the point is that when you set their mind, their names, everything else. Because remember, their mind is. Look at how people that's mind. They're under their minds. Their name, their religion. That means they're under control of the devils. That's what it says in Exodus. It says that Moses had to build a cross with a brass serpent on it because the serpents was biting the people, and the people were scared. He said, well, if you look up at that, the people stop biting you again. Because if you set their mind, they'll leave you alone. So if you say, I'm a Christian, I go to church, my name is Jim Jungle Butt and all this stuff, right? Anderson or whatever. See, they ain't about it because my name ain't that. And I resist everything they do. And so I get a lot of resistance from them because I got a different mind. My mind is different. So that means you're at war. Now two wars in conflict. Like summer and winter, and spring and winter, conflict. So once you start against your mind, then you're at war with the devil mind because you're in conflict with it. And the battle gets, the more you develop that mind, the greater conflict gonna be, but you're growing. You're growing because you get the growth causes resistance. With no growth, there's no resistance. Dead people have no resistance. So now you're resisting because you're going against their mind, resistance, and that means you're growing. You're growing into your own nature. So you're getting stronger. If you don't look at that, oh man, well, I lost my house. Okay. Let me see if I can do a calculation here. Okay. You're in a house. You're not happy, high blood pressure and everything else because working for the devils, making 95, your name is Jim Jackpot, and all this, right? Your children disobedient and everything else. Right? And so now you get a mind where your blood pressure comes better, you start getting yourself, you start feeling good about yourself, nature, it's reflection. And you say, oh, that wasn't worth walking away from the other situation. You rest the other situation. That's one of the tests people have. They can't move to the new second floor. They're afraid to lose. They're gonna lose what's on the first floor. I didn't have that problem. Now you get a new mind. You're gonna be in conflict. And now you're growing. So now you bring in a new reality. So you have this reality. See, Elijah was bringing a new reality. That's why he had to send Farrakhan and shut it down. He was bringing a new reality. He says we're going to control ourselves, our own business, everything else. Bring a new reality, a new mindset. He give you the mind that Master Muhammad gave him. So if you follow that, right, you have a different mind, so you're going to act differently, you can calculate differently against theirs, and that means you're going to have resistance from them, so they're going to have to try to find ways to shut you down. And that was Farrakhan's job, to shut them down. So he has, if you listen to him carefully, everything he's saying, right, is it put you back in the old mindset. He's not doing anything. You're not self-sufficient. You put money in his pocket. You're loving the devil. You're loving your enemy. All your enemies. You love all your enemies. So forth, so on. That was his job to do. That's what he did, to nullify, put you back into his mindset so they can keep you under control. And they do. With Farrakhan, they work for the devil. And the sister, she probably can't go in there with all dressed down. She got to go in with short skirt and everything else, right? But she want to keep that job. She can't go in and say, I changed my name to Miriam Abdul. See what I'm saying? Because they start doing that. I did all that, and I can total opposition. I can tell you all those things. I tell you some of the things I went through. I can tell you a lot more. But it was worth it because now I'm not suffering high blood pressure. I'm calm, I'm mellow. Because I have my own mind, I don't have their mind anymore. So they can't control me. That's why it says in Mark, they couldn't control the man anymore. But he still had their mind, so he was beating himself. That's going to come to an end. So I'm just trying to understand the principle here, brothers and sisters. So to help you, because this process is taking a while and it's difficult, and some of you, because of fear factor, you won't leave the first floor. The Master is going to shut this mind down. Shut it down totally. So once he shut it down, there won't be an opposition to the new mind. That's the angel. So people say the darkness in the great light. So to get ready to shut it down, how you shut it down? Shut it down by with fueling it. Well, that's what it's all about right now, brothers and sisters. That's why Muhammad, Michael's angels get ready to shut down the oil. Everybody that depends on this reality, that's the single reality, is go down. China's going to go down. I don't care how powerful China is with no oil. China goes down. India goes down. Everybody goes down, and they're all our enemies. All our enemies are, put it like this here. Anybody that's prospering off of this reality is our enemies. Because they want this reality against us. So they support this reality. They support this reality, so they're enemies by definition. And all the nations are supporting this reality. But this reality is true about oil. When Master Muhammad goes shut down, that means you're going to be attacked by everybody. Because they need all to maintain their reality, and we have control of it. So now, they're faced with a new reality that's against them. This reality is the angel. That's on the spatial side. On the technical side, right? Our reality is not fueled by oil. That's not technology Master Muhammad has. His mother plane is fueled by a totally different source, energy source, that's much more powerful than oil. Like I said, we gave the oil as an energy source, but when we get oil up out of the ground, it's almost all out. That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. You understand? I'm trying to make it clear as possible. So that to help you to cut those days short, right? Big help to you, help to me too, because if I just kept going like I'm going now, maybe 5, 6, 7 years before this situation right here. Before this overcomes, the white overcomes the red. Eventually, right? Because you're overcome the fear factor, your nature going to eventually keep taking more of the white in, keep rejecting the red until after a while, I won't reject the red altogether. But this time, he's getting more angry. So he ain't going to let that happen. Right? So that's why it says, at some point, he detect that, he's going to come after you. So that's why Master Muhammad is going to shorten those days by just cutting it all off, cutting. But the whole world, that's what the world's nervous right now. If it comes, you can close the whole world, and you're going to destroy the economies of the whole world. That's all everything's about. There's only two things in the universe. The basic is economy and religion. Religion is only how to manage an economy. Religion is mathematics. True religion, mathematics, is how to manage energy. Energy is economy. Religion is how to manage the math of it. Religion is the math how to manage energy. Energy is the economy. That's the most final thing in the universe. That's all there is in the universe. Energy and math, what they call religion. They call economics. It's math and energy. There's nothing else. And energy is just the nature of math. The nature of mathematics is just the nature of energy. So this is all there is. Break it down. The thing is that the economy is getting ready to shut the economy down. Shut it down. And the angel, there's two sides of it. He can ready to shut the economy down, and Suleiman's getting ready to provide the math for a new reality. That's the angel. Working together. When this economy shuts down, the whole world's in darkness. All the nations depend on it. Now he shuts it down. Control of it. So now they're going to attack, or they will attack, because they need that. They want to maintain its reality. They want to maintain the winter, and the winter's spring coming in. They want to maintain it. That's what it's all about. Armageddon is just a phase of it. You understand, brothers and sisters? And he shuts that down, the whole world goes into darkness. All the economies collapse. All the economies collapse. And the religions collapse too, because no economy is nothing to manage. So religion will mean nothing. You have to have Christianity couldn't have got, without colonialism, Christianity could never got, because Christianity didn't exist 500 years ago. Catholicism. They came out and started colonizing, taking countries, now they had economies. And religion was how to manage those economies. Slavery. Somebody said, oh, America wasn't a Christian country. America is a Christian country. Because everything they do is Christian. Slavery, genocide, all that stuff, that's Christianity. That's what Christianity is. Anyway, you understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's going on here. He's getting ready to destroy the economy. Destroys the economy. This economy. Fueled by oil. And then Suleiman can provide the math or the angel to manage the new realities coming in. And the engine still be here. It's the quality of it. Right? You're going to destroy the quality of it. What's fueling it? What's fueling the quality of this thing? What's fueling the quality of this energy, right? Electricity, that's qualities of it. They didn't have that before. It's the quality of how they manage the energy. They get manage and say, okay, we can manage this way. Now we got electricity, we got gas, we got oil. I mean, you know, but now you're going to cut the source off so it doesn't matter. The energy we don't have is, you can't fuel this quality of energy. You can't fuel electricity. You can't fuel the gas. You understand? You can't fuel the cars, all that kind of stuff. So it shuts it down. So then the angel comes and gives you a new math. So now you can bring in a new reality, a new car quality. We don't use cars. We don't have these laws. We don't have this vision. We don't have these names. Different quality. Because now it's going to correspond to our nature. The quality of their corresponds to their nature. It's against us. So what you see here corresponds to their nature. Electricity, lights, all that kind of stuff. That means the quality of their nature. They like it. It makes them strong. They like this. Cars, all that kind of stuff. That's them. But Muhammad has a whole new technology altogether. You need the math. The angel gives the math. Bringing a new reality, new policy. You understand, Brown said, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Tips I got here. That's what happened. Now they get angry. Because now they don't like this reality. They don't like this new. They're total darkness. That's what once he takes down, cuts it all off, it puts everybody in darkness. And they don't like that. Because that means their mind is destroyed. Their reality is destroyed. And then they see our mind come in, two minds bring in the new mind, new reality, the new, right? It's against them. And that's what makes them angry and try to shut it down. And try to revive the old. That's what demons are going to do. They're going to spend 5 months trying to revive the old mind, trying to restore it, resurrect it. They're not going to be able to do it, but they're going to try. And so therefore, we become a target. Because they're fighting against the new mind. And our new mind went to our quality. So the problem is, okay, everything shut down, we still need to eat. Okay, manna from heaven comes in again, on you again. It says, yes, manna from heaven. There's 2 reasons. Because now you're all accountable. The other reason is, right, so you recognize him as the God because he controls the quality of the energy for the next 6,000 years. The devil controls the quality of energy for the last 6,000 years in the winter. That's what I told Smith and them. They control the quality of the energy for the last 6,000 years. Quality. You can't eat energy. You have to, well, you can't eat for energy. You have to eat. You can't eat air. That's energy. You have to eat food. And we wouldn't have it because during 6,000 years, right? Because energy deprivation, you have to farm. The Bible tells you when we get home, you don't have to farm anymore. Eventually, you wouldn't have to farm anymore because the earth just naturally produced this. It has so much energy in it. It produced it. We have to farm is something that came into vogue during the last 6,000 years because we had to force the earth to produce, and it wasn't producing enough. So the devils, they were powerful enough, they was able to control most of what the earth produced. So therefore, we needed food, so therefore they had rule. So Master Muhammad, by tribulation, you'll be on your own. I will not be there, he will not be there. The food will come. So, because you need quality, you need food to eat during that period of time. So you don't become cannibals, and plus you recognize him as the God of quality. He controls it, quality energy that you need to live. So you respect him as a God. Otherwise, you would not get the hell out of here. And on top of that, there's twofold to that. first of all to get you here, and then the transportation, because once you get to the West Coast, you need transportation to get home. You can't swim. So that locks in that he's the God of the quality for the next 6,000 years. But we have a problem with that. It's going to stay for the truth because some of the people, but I like the spring. There's spring. There's something better. So we're in submission to Master Muhammad. 6,000 years will be beautiful. Spring. But then it comes back to Shak Shabazz, it'll be even more beautiful because now you're summer. You understand, brothers and sisters? So therefore you recognize it because you need it. You can't go 5 months without eating. So therefore the quality of energy you need will come from him. So you have to recognize he's the God of quality the next 6,000 years. I think that's pretty much it, Bill. Since I'm trying to make it clear as possible. And see, here it is again. And I see shall all nations of earth be blessed. That means all the people are living off of the seed of Abraham. That's what it's saying. Everything's energy, so they're living off, they get blessed. They get blessed from my energy. They're not living off of us. Here's a situation, that's exactly the case. I'm living off of us. America living off our energy, our control us. Or Israel living off our ID, claiming they're us. You love, who helps Israel will be helped. Who blesses Israel will be blessed. Who curses Israel will be cursed. So they said, we Israel, you got to bless us. And they got these people believing that stuff. Ishmael, they control our land. Right? All the resources and everything there. And then Farrakhan, he's getting rich off the nation itself. Then you got China, India. Right? They offer the fruits of our creativity. So, and that they said they're going to go, they're going to make war with us because once we cut that oil off, they cut their reality off too, because their reality is fueled by oil. They're going to come and try to take the oil from us once we get on land, once we get home. These 10 kings make a war with the Lamb and will overcome them. And they want to destroy them. He just defeat them, keep their ass out of there. That situation. That's the power. We're going to take it all back. Hold on a second here. And again, I'm trying to make all this clear as possible, brothers and sisters. 4 cycles every 24,000 years. 24,000 years for the axis of the Earth to be a full 366 circle. Look it up. I forget what they call it. Right? That's why the Bible's about 6,000 years, 6,000 years, 6,000 years. Because you got 4 seasons. And right now, because of energy deprivation, this is the worst winter we've went through. We're going to have many more winters. We're going to have winter every 24,000. Let's see. How would you say that? Every 24,000 years, we're going to have a winter. We're going to go another winter. It won't be as cold as this one because now we have more energy. You go to winter in California, right? It's winter, but it's nice. Florida. So yeah, this is the worst winter ever. But that's when there won't be any ice, won't be any snow. It may not be really hot, it may be just mellow, but it won't be any ice or snow. And people are the personification, if you understand the idea of personification, they're the personification of the winter. So therefore, there won't be any ice people anymore after this one. But the devils, they're ice people. The nature and the same with demons. Let me say a couple more things about that. I'm close, brothers and sisters. Now, the thing about this is, this come to 6,000 years of winter, and we're going to spring. But the winter people, they're the personification of winter. So therefore, they the winner. They're going to try to stop spring from coming in because because when spring comes in, there's no trace of the winter anymore. That's why I said to make all things new. Because spring eradicates the winter totally. The ice gets rid of all of it. All their power is in the winter. Ice, all that kind of stuff. That's money and all that kind of stuff. It all disappears. You see, right now, they say, "Oh, America's fading," because the winter's they're getting weaker and weaker and weaker. They can't win it. They lose balance to everybody. They're getting weaker and weaker. They don't understand. This is just not knowledge. This is true. They're 6,000 years over. They run out. So therefore, they're weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. All the snow and ice is melting. That's the source of their power. If you look at it from that point of view, that's money and everything else. Everything is fading. But spring is getting stronger. That's if you can let go of the winter. But on the winter, then you're going to freeze, right? Anyway, that's what's happening. It's a war between the winter and the spring. And the winter's ever weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Its power is getting weaker, weaker, weaker. The snow is melting. Everything is, everything is, and spring is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. We're summer people. So we need a transition God. There's somebody between the summer and winter to make transition. That's Master Muhammad. He's half summer, half winter. His father's original, that's summer. His mother's winter. So he's making a transition. This is not an analogy, bro. Muhammad said he'll rule for 6,000 years, not him personally, but him and his family. And then he returned back to Chak Shabazz, that tribe. Summer tribe. So you'd have the one that's fighting for the summer. Spring is transition. That'd be somebody's half and half. It's not an analogy. But then you need somebody who's trying to resist that, to nullify what he's doing. They'd be half and half too. Who's that? It's Farrakhan. He said, "No, we need to stay here in the winter. He likes here." He's half and half too, ain't he? But he's on the opposite. His father's winter, his mother's summer. You can't make this up, brothers and sisters. That's happening here. And the winter cannot survive against the spring. They say, "Well, we can't try to negotiate. Well, can we keep this winter longer?" All this negotiation stuff talking about, it's not going to work. That's not what's driving it. That's what they've been originally trying to figure out. How do you hold on to the winter? It's impossible. They cannot win. They want to keep you get frostbitten, and lose a leg or something like that because you keep holding on to winter because you don't realize spring is coming. Winter cannot win. Spring is coming in. I'm as a god of the spring. Farrakhan, right? He's a demon, right? He's trying to just nullify the spring, hold on, prevent spring coming in. He's trying to nullify everything Master Muhammad did. He keeps talking about Master Muhammad. He's against everything Master Muhammad taught. Look at what he said. Look at lessons. Totally against it. That's what we are, brothers and sisters. Our battle. All this bad data. 500 years ago, I'm not going to talk about that now, but 500 years ago, they said that 500 years ago when Adam came on the scene, God the Magog came on the scene, and they knew their time was about to run out. Because Adam is the first Adam was one Yaqub produced. This Adam is the last iteration of that. They know their time was about up. And they got 5 years left, so they know their time. It says right there. They knew they had but a short time left. So they said, what can we do? Hold on to the winter. So they went after us. What's over here? I mentioned all the different things, lies and everything told us the heaven was a place beyond the sun, moon, and stars. Heaven's just the next season. They didn't want you to know that. They changed the name of the leader that leads us out of the winter to the spring, Joshua. They said, no, it may have named Jesus. Jesus. And scripture tell you the person be Joshua. The Messiah's name was Joshua. It would be Messiah. Messiah would be Joshua. He'd be born amongst the people. He'd be nappy hair. The Pharaoh can put down nappy, he'd be nappy hair and dark skin. He would lead the people. He would come after the messenger, lead the people back home. That's what they call messenger coming. So they set all it up, and set everything up to keep you from understanding. And then finally, they set false Israel up in 48 to give you false vision. Say, oh no, they didn't see Abraham. So forth, so on. All his plans. Now the final battles take place. Once he throws that, whole reality collapses. New reality starts coming in based on the angel. It's not everlasting. Get you home. And just get you home, new reality. You home, you get new scripture. Ain't like our crown's forever. No. The crown will be retired. It's pretty much retired now, if you understand the angel. The angel will retire. A new script come for the new reality for the new season, spring season. Angel is not for spring season. It's a transition book to spring season. It's not a spring season. Once you get there, you don't need engine anymore. You have a book to show you best way to deal with the spring. You get that Master Farad Muhammad. He's the God of spring. Like I said, brothers and sisters, the worst is fast approaching. Worst is yet to come. Iran's about to explode. No go peace deal, that kind of stuff. They might. That won't last a minute. I don't think they have it all. But it's going to blow up any day now, bro. Since we're not talking months away. It's not driven. It's driven by. It's not all is what drives is reality. But what drives the whole process is pressure, increased pressure. When mentions heaven and earth come about sudden every 50 years. I'm not going to go into that right now. But that when you have. It's like you take, and you have people in the elevator, and he starts making the elevator small. The weakest people are going to get crushed. And so the devils had a weaker structure. So they move based on math, force equals, math times acceleration equals force. And in a pressure field, every atom in a pressure field molecule has the same amount of force. So that means if the force is 10 or 12, if you're 4, your mass is 4, your acceleration is 3. Your mass is 6, your acceleration is 2. Mass is 4, your acceleration is 1. So the weaker structure you got, the greater acceleration you'll have. So your structure is 1, you got acceleration 3. You move around faster than anybody, but you're the weakest. And you collide, you're not going to survive a collision. But if you're 12, you move around slower than anybody, but nobody can, but the collision won't bother you at all. That's the math of it. So they got the lowest stress where they fighting everybody, moving around, all kinds of stuff. They're the weakest, and the pressure affecting them most. As the pressure goes on, they're about to be crushed. First, they're thrown into darkness, and then they're going to be crushed. I'm just going to shut down, throw them into darkness. The red light is going to be an angel. It's going to be good for you. It's going to anger them. They're going to attack you.
Oh, and I keep telling people this, watch out. When we collapse, we're going to collapse with a loud bang, and people's lives are going to be ruined. It's not going to just be $8 a gallon at the pump. It's going to be you can't afford anything. You can't even afford to eat. You can't afford to have a roof over your head. You certainly can't afford all those things you've been thinking about, like a college education for your children and so forth. That's where we're headed. And we're doing it to ourselves.
That was telling you. Remember Colin Powell? He was his assistant. Okay, I'm leaving it there, brothers and sisters. What made it clear enough for you? Battle of minds. I'm going to shut this mind down. We shut it down. It's the reality. It's the day is coming in. But shut this all down. The total darkness. No electricity, no food, no bullshit, no media. All that data is stop. That means your mind's gonna be in total darkness. And then Israel will be the new light. Light that strikes from east even to the west. That be the light, the new mind that's coming on the scene, which will elevate you and you go them. They're gonna do everything they can to stop it. There's the attackers. Assalamu alaikum.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides. Yes, sir, brother minister. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother minister. That's real. When we was alive, we set up schools.
Right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets. We owned buildings. We owned farmlands. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass. In a nice car, in a nice home. I got all of that too. I ain't robbed nobody.
That's right.
I love you. I love you because God loves you and wants to free you from the grip of Satan that we may build a righteous world. And Father Plager will be in that righteous world. You can believe it. He's a true servant of Jesus the Christ. Thank you for listening.
Beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. No prophet of God that did not pray. Abraham prayed. Noah prayed. Moses prayed. David prayed. Joseph prayed. Jesus prayed. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed. Master Fard Muhammad prays.
So long till they don't know the birth record. So they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong, but he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Fard Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. It's a big subject. I want to say to my Muslim brothers, when I was in Mecca, I was there for 3 days. I was there for 3 days. And in the 3 days that I was there, wrangling with the scholars, we talked about this. And when I finished explaining, the heaviest scholars there didn't bother to argue. They had to go away and study it. And what we don't realize is God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And what you're doing, you are following those that God wants to put you over. The Arab is a good person, basically. They've done a wonderful job in keeping the book of God pure. And we are grateful to them for so doing. But they messed up. It's your turn now. And God will see how you act. But you're not to follow Arabs. You're to lead them. And you can't lead them following them. See, they like to see you imitating them. Just like white Christians want to see black Christians imitating them. We're not to follow white people today. They had their day of rule, and their day of rule is up. That's all. God is going to replace them with a new ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
Although the Nation of Islam, does not presently advocate violence by its members, the group does preach hatred of the white race and racial separatism. The membership of the Nation of Islam is organized and poses a real racial threat. The Nation of Islam is responsible for the largest black nationalist newspaper, which has been used by other black extremists. The Nation of Islam appears to be the personal fiefdom of Elijah Muhammad. When he dies, a power struggle can be expected and the Nation of Islam could change direction. We should be prepared for this eventuality. We should plan how to change the philosophy of the Nation of Islam to one of strictly religious and self-improvement orientation, deleting the race hatred and separate nationhood aspects. In this connection, Chicago should consider what counterintelligence action might be needed now or at the time of Elijah Muhammad's death to bring about such a change in Nation of Islam philosophy. Important considerations should include the identity, strengths, and weaknesses of any contenders for Nation of Islam leadership. What are the positions of our bureau deletion informants in regard to leadership? How could potential leaders be turned or neutralized? The alternative to changing the philosophy of the Nation of Islam is the destruction of the organization. This might be accomplished through generating factionalism among the contenders for Elijah Muhammad's leadership or through legal action in probate court on his death. Chicago should consider the question of how to generate the factionalism necessary to destroy the Nation of Islam by splitting into several groups, bureau deletion. Do you think that the FBI just folded and walked away? Read this document carefully. Did not the FBI accomplish each of their goals? Did not Farrakhan deliver everything the FBI wanted? We should plan to change the philosophy of the Nation of Islam to one of strictly religious and self-improvement orientation. Sunniism, Scientology. Deleting the race hatred. Don't call devils anymore. Deleting the separate nationhood aspects. We ain't going nowhere. No existing economic program. The reason why these facts are ignored is because those that surround him are demons, fools, idolaters and FBI agent handlers who make sure he stays on track.
My beloved brothers and sisters, this is very hard for us to even to accept today. Imagine our parents standing cry to return to their native land and people. You here today cry to stay with the very enemy that brought our fathers in subjection to their will. You and I, turning your face from your own native land, turning it back towards our own prison house, enemies who have destroyed us and seeks to further destroy us. How do you feel? How do you feel? Not wanting to return to your people. They are trying to make love with the very people that destroyed you and your parents. How do you feel? Expectancy. And even today, they are beating and shooting you down throughout the country. There is no justice here for you and me. Why should not you want to be separated and be returned to your? I ask you that question. Think over your parents on the eastern shore of North America, crying and praying to God to be returned to their arms 400 years ago. How would they like, or you like to see them rise up in the judgment, condemning you for being such fools as now want to live in the land that absolutely enslaved them and killed them and beat them for 300 long years here. They would condemn you as being fools for not wanting to be separated and go to your own nation for yourself. After the white man say you are free. Remember that. We want an equal education so that you will know better. But separate schools up to 16 for the boys and 18 for girls, on the condition that the girls be sent to women's colleges and universities. We want all of our black children educated, taught, and trained by their own teachers. Under such schooling system, we believe we will make a definition of our people. The United States government should provide free for all of us the necessary textbooks and equipment for schools and colleges. We believe that is nothing but right and justice that they should build schools and colleges and universities and everything necessary to equip them for the teachings and trainings that we so miserably need and desire. There must teachers shall be left free to teach them and train our people in the way of righteousness and the way of peace and self-respect. We believe that intermarriage race mixing should be prohibited between the two races. We want the religion of Islam for our people, and we want it taught to our people without injuries or suppression. These are some of the things that we believers in Islam is true religion of entire submission. We are called Muslims of entire submission. We are called Muslims. We who have submitted ourselves to do the will of Almighty God. We are the people that want nothing other than righteousness. And we are the people that want to leave America for our own self-income. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
And the messenger listened, his jaws tightened, and then he looked and he said, yes, he's getting the fame. so that when he turns hypocrite on me, the whole world will see him. I'm telling you what he said. I died at the table. I mean, it was like he had taken a spark and drove it right through my heart. I couldn't understand why he said it. I didn't know why he would say something like that to me. I was faithful to him in my own way, I thought. I was obedient to him in my own way, I thought. Why would he say that to me? It is because he knew tomorrow better than I knew yesterday. And I lived through yesterday and don't know what tomorrow is, but that man saw tomorrow. He was the most perfect guy that ever could come to a people, brother and sister. But we blew it, man, because we so hateful of our black selves that we didn't believe that God would dare take a black man and not only make him a messenger, but more than a messenger, deposit in the man himself and make a God out of him for you and me. Now listen, brother, I'm not playing here. That man, Elijah Muhammad, is the most profound individual you will ever meet. I don't give a doggone if you live to be a million. And those of us that walk with him in faithlessness, walk with him in doubt and in suspicion of his divinity, know it better now than we ever knew it while he was among us. We know it now. Look, and I say this with deep humility, man, it pains me to open myself up and see a hypocrite laying inside. But look, how else can a man be healed unless he's opened up to the light and the thing that is in him that is not pleasing to God be removed? You understand? Now here's the messenger looking at me, and because Malcolm told me that the messenger was jealous, and members of the messenger's family had dropped it out that the messenger was jealous, I began to entertain the thought because I couldn't see the future. Now listen, I fought it off, but it was there. Hear this now, beloved. One day in New York, 70,000 people came out to hear the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is the largest gathering of black people, really, I think, in the history of our sojourn in America, to listen to a black man teach wisdom. And this ain't no play. I was so overjoyed, I went to the messenger and I said to him, the apostle, there were 70,000 people. And back in, again, 3 months later, we did it again, and 40,000 came out on a Sunday afternoon to hear a lecture in Randall's Island. And you know, when I was so exultant, you may use the word cocky, you may use the word vain, self-centered, whatever you want to say. When God gives you success, you better learn how to handle it, or that thing will destroy you. And I didn't know how to handle what God was bringing to me. And I'm just being very frank and honest. And this is not negative, but it's so good to understand how merciful God is. He brings you up and show you the power that can come to you, but he knows you can't handle it. He'll drop you right back down and then bring you up in humility so that whatever he gives you, you'll be able to handle it well. Now look, beloved, when I was telling the messenger about this 70,000 and this 40,000, you know what he said to me? He got real sad, and he said, you know, brother, the time is coming when you may go to the temple, and there may not be one believer there but yourself. Couldn't believe it. We got 7,000 Muslims in New York. And here's 70,000 people out there reaching for his teaching. How could I go to the temple and there be no believer there? I didn't know what he knew. I didn't know.
That they fear. I don't have no army. I just know the truth. And I'm here to separate the good Jews from the satanic Jews. Yes, yes, yes. This is just the beginning, banning me from a social platform.
That's right.
I use that platform with respect. I never allowed those who follow me to become vile as those who speak evil of us. So I am dangerous, not to you, unless you feel that Father Pfleger's invitation to me may hurt Saint Sabina. They don't have the power to hurt Saint Sabina if you don't give them that power. I thank you for listening to me. I have not said one word of hate. I do not hate Jewish people. Not one that is with me has ever committed a crime against the Jewish people. Black people, white people, no matter what your color is. As long as you don't attack us, we don't bother you. So you met me tonight. Social media, you met me tonight. I plead with the rulers, let the truth be taught. I plead because this is the only thing that will make America not great again, make America truly great. If you allow me to tell the truth that God has revealed to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that he taught me, we can save America from her destructive fall. I'm not a misogynist. I'm not a homophobe. Don't be angry with me if I stand up on God's word. But I don't hate my brothers and sisters who have been exposed to the great deception. Taking the word God is love, and I love my brother. In fact, we kissed when I came up here. And, this is not queer. This is straight up love. So from tonight, go home. I'm not going to ask you to let them put you in jail, what they call Facebook jail. We have a teaching about the maker of the white race. His followers were put in jail. I wonder, is it Facebook jail? And everywhere they looked, there was another one. Till all the jails got filled up. And that's when the president said, I think I better go and start a dialogue with Farrakhan. Because this false mess to give you civil rights and take it back, you owe us. And I'm here, by God's permission, to tell all of you what justice looks like. It's not a white woman, a TV show, and a nice car, and a nice home. I got all of that too. I ain't robbed nobody.
That's right.
I love you. I love you because God loves you and wants to free you from the grip of Satan, that we may build a righteous world. And Father Plager will be in that righteous world. You can believe it. He's a true servant of Jesus the Christ. Thank you for listening. When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides. Yes, sir, Brother Minister. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, Brother Minister. That's real. When we was alive, we set up schools.
Right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets. We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings. $5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings. Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement. And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Flay as a brother is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color. It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground and unity. So I'm only one shade lighter than you. And Mustafa may be 4 more shades lighter. We a family. Let's stay a family and be a family and love each other as God would have us to love each other. We love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. Thank you. I had to do that. We love you. Go ahead. One more time, brother.
On the ship Henrietta Marie, chained Africans crossed the Atlantic with no room to stand. Many died before land appeared. Their bodies were thrown into the ocean behind the ship. The ocean saw.
Listen to this closely.
This happened to your bloodline.
This was planned for for profit.
Your ancestors still survived it.
The water remembers your ancestors' land. Millions crossed the Atlantic in chains. Many never touched land alive. You are here because they refuse to die quietly.
Yeah. From the 1500s to the 1800s, European ships crossed West Africa, Portugal, Britain, Spain, France, and the Netherlands built this trade. They bought and kidnapped African people for labor in the Americas. Historians estimate that 10 to 12 million Africans survived the crossing. Millions more died before reaching shore. People were taken from Angola, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, and Congo. Many were marched hundreds of miles to slave ports and chains. At ports like Elmina, Castle, and Bonnie, families were separated forever. The crossing became known as the Middle Passage. Ships packed human beings below deck like cargo. Some ships held more than 400 people at once. The British ship Brooks became famous for how tightly people were packed. Men, women, and children were staying together for weeks or months. Many could not sit upright. Disease spread fast in the heat below deck. Dysentery, fever, dehydration, and starvation killed thousands. Women were sexually abused by crew members during the voyage. Some captains jumped into the ocean rather than live in slavery in 1781. The crew of the slave ship song threw more than 130 Africans into the sea for insurance money. The owners went to court demanding payment for the murdered people. Olaudah Equiana wrote about the smell, the change, and the screaming in his 1789 book. Your ancestors lived through organized torture, created for money.
Do not look away from what your ancestors cared. Fighting the water remembers your ancestors. Millions crossed the Atlantic. Many never touched land. You are here because they refuse to die quietly.
Yeah. The Middle Passage helped build the economies of Europe and America. Sugar plantations in the Caribbean depended on its slave labor. Cotton plantations in the American South depended on its slave labor. Banks, shipping companies, and insurance firms made fortunes from slavery. Cities like Liverpool and Bristol grew rich from slave voyages in the United States. Slavery expanded after the invention of the cotton gin in 1793. By 1860, nearly 4 million enslaved black people lived in America. Congress banned the importation of enslaved Africans in 1808. But slavery continued inside the country. Children were still stowed away from parents at auctions. Black families were still whipped, branded, and controlled by force. The Civil War ended legal slavery in 1865 with the 13th Amendment. But black Americans, they faced black codes, lynching, segregation, and voter suppression. In 1896, Plessy v. Ferguson legalized segregation across America. Redlining in the 1900s, many black families from owning homes. Many schools still the full truth about the slave ship. Some people want this history forgotten because it exposes how wealth was built. But your ancestors survived oceans, chains, disease, and violence. They protected those names, birth, language, and family through terror. Every black child alive today stands on the survival of those people. That survival is proof that the system did not erase your bloodline.
Ancestors survived the cross.
Teach your children what the Middle Passage was.
Do not let anybody turn this history into silence.
Your ancestors survived one of the cruelest systems ever created.
Stand tall when you remember them.
The water still remembers.
And now you do too.
1500 to the 1860s. 12.5 million Africans were forced on the ships. Almost 2 million died in the water before they ever touched land. This is the crossing. They call it the Middle Passage.
Stop. Put everything down. What I am about to tell you is the truth. It is yours, and no one can take it back. Remember what they tried to drown.
They built the ship to break you.
And you did not break.
2 million stayed in the sea.
And still you are here.
You are alive.
Because they refuse to die.
It started on the coast of West Africa. Ports like Elmina and Ghana, the Bight of Benin, the Bight of Biafra. From around 1500 to 1866, 12.5 million people were captured and sold. The Portuguese began it, then the British, the French, the Dutch, the Spanish, the Royal African Company of England branded people with ain't even children. On the ship, all the brokes, they packed over 400 human beings below deck. People were chained side by side, lying in their own waste. No room to sit up. The crossing took 6 weeks to 3 months to cross the Atlantic. There was no clean water, no air, no light. Sickness in every corner. Dysentery, smallpox, and starvation killed them in the dark. About 1.8 to 2 million people died at sea on that journey. The crew threw the dead and they're still breathing over the side. Sharks followed the ships across the entire ocean. This was not an accident. It was business. This was the plan.
Put everything down. What I'm about to tell you is the truth. No one can take it back. The water remembers what they tried to drown.
They built this ship to break you.
And you did not break.
2 million stayed in the sea.
And still you are here.
You are alive.
Because they refuse to die.
In 1781, on a British ship called the Psalm, the crew threw 32 different people into the ocean. They did it to claim insurance money on the people they murdered. The court in England in 1783 argued about money, not about the killing.
But your ancestors did not all go quietly. In 1839, on the ship Amistad Singh, they pirate called Joseph Stingray led a revolt and won his freedom in the United States Supreme Court in 1841.
There were over 400 recorded uprisings on slave ships. Some chose the water over the chains, and that was their last act of freedom. Every single person who survived that ocean is the reason you exist.
Your family did not begin in slavery. Your family survived long enough to reach it. The mothers, the fathers, the children who lived through that water terry life. Forward to you.
Their names were never written down. It's in you right now. That is why what they try to erase in the ocean is sitting in your chest. You are the evidence
that they could not finish what they started. They could not take you.
Now you know what crossed that ocean to make you. Do not let anyone tell you it never happened. Say it to your children. Teach it out loud.
12.5 million left. 2 million never landed.
You came from the ones
Who held on through the water. Carry them with you.
never let this be erased.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.